Okay, so nobody gets 5 aces. Please note, yes, I've worn the shirt before. It's sentimental. Okay, so I'm not going to really make this one long and laborious because ties in with a lot of other things, but actually this one is really cool, and I just, it's just something that, I don't know, it amazes me the few people have thought about. Well, I haven't read it, so yeah, okay. Concept is, poker reference, nobody gets 5 aces. Now, the only way of getting 5 aces in poker is if you are playing with wild cards, but I'm not going to get into technicalities. You can't get 5 aces. Now, I'm relating this to people and their perceived capacity in various forms. Again, from my experience, people have a habit of putting certain people on pedestals. In other words, let's say the person is rich, is a damn good start. I would actually say even before that comes looks. And then there's also the aspect of intelligence. Now, those to me are the three key aspects that define people. But I believe it's a zero-sum game. So, let's see if I can write and do this at the same time. I'm just going to write the 3 letters. Okay, so we said relationships. Man, this thing's bugger. We said relationships. We said looks. And we said intelligence. Okay. Yeah, that's really bad. Not cool. Okay. So, the concept is the following. It all balances up. It's a zero-sum game. When you see someone who is good looking, it doesn't mean that they're better than you. It doesn't mean they've had a better life than you. No, chances are they might have been afforded certain, well, let's use the word facilities. Some things might have been easier for them than if you were, say, average looking, like me. But that doesn't mean that their lives are better. Why? Because there are the 3 aspects. Okay. So if we took relationships, looks, and intelligence, so illegible, sorry about that. If we took those 3 things and we gave everyone a score, looks 8. If, genetically speaking, if you're good looking, then the likelihood of you being intelligent, well, decreases exponentially, so whatever. So let's say looks 8, intelligence 5, and relationships, let's say relationships, talk about personal relationships, pretty much the broad spectrum. I'm not going to break it down. And that'll equal, say, 4, hypothetically. Generally find that when you add up all those 3 things, almost everyone comes out at the same number. So if you are good looking and intelligent, there's a good likelihood that you're going to have a rubbish family or rubbish interpersonal relationships. If you have a great family and you're intelligent, well then there's a good chance that you're not going to be the best looking. And so it goes on and on and on and on. Yes, of course, you do get your exceptions, no. But from my experience, the universe does have a funny way of balancing things out. And when you balance them out, everything leads to that number. I just want to make sure it's not an O. It's supposed to be a 0. Can you shut up? Everyone ends up on the same level, almost always. So I'm saying this because next time you're in a situation, and it always happens in your life, where you feel that you're inferior to someone, that they have things going better than you do, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they do, but oftentimes it's superficial. Just whack yourself out of it and say, okay, well then there's a good chance that something else is wrong with them. if they seem to be good looking and intelligent, charismatic, whatever the hell it is, then just go, well, maybe they're miserable in other aspects. I mean, I know a lot of really good looking people, maybe intelligent by societal standards, again, that's all relative, who are bloody miserable. But we seem to forget that. I'm taking money out of this because, money, you can inherit money, whatever. I'm just talking about, personal things. And we just have a habit of doing that. So don't ever look at other people as being inferior to you or superior to you. Just because they have looks and even money and supposed intellect, it doesn't mean that they're not miserable. And that is the great leveler. Everything I'm going to be talking about is leveling. It's trying to make sure that you understand that everyone is in this plot together. We're all on this planet trying to work out what our role is, what our function is, what we're supposed to do, how to self-actualize using Maslow's theory, how to make the most of what we have, depending on your philosophical, religious leanings, that may fluctuate, but ultimately that's what it boils down to. So I'm going to keep this one quick. Then I'm going to definitely be expanding on this later in far more interesting environments because, I've been thinking about putting a towel behind me or some sort of backdrop. That'll be a bit fake. So I'll say that for when I'm actually somewhere cool. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the point. Maybe this one isn't so inconvenient. It's called Inconvenient Rob, but I actually think this one is rather convenient if you use it to your own benefit. It'll really help you. Stop looking at people as a conglomeration of superficial things that you perceive them to be and start looking at everyone as human and on the same level that you are, and it levels the playing field. Actually, that's not inconvenient at all. Enjoy.